last but not least, is Southeast Pavement Preservation Partnership, and John Wilcoxon is going to make a presentation. He began working for the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet in the Bowling Green District, and since that time he's transferred to central office. And he was very nice in his bio to suggest that a lot of central office and district Kentucky Transportation Cabinet people, staff, are very responsible for the success of their pavement preservation program. So John's going to talk about the Southeast Partnership, give you some of their accomplishments and what some of maybe their future plans are. John?
All right, thanks, and I'll I'll insert the obligatory last speaker of the day joke right here. That'll be that. The Southeast Partnership is made up of 14 states and Puerto Rico and the Charleston County, South Carolina. As Derek mentioned earlier about the Northeast, one of the things that I think is one of the great accomplishments of all these partnerships are some of the intangibles, like being able to communicate with your other member agencies. And what he discussed earlier about talking about what Vermont does, we just went through something like that very similar in Kentucky just recently, where our new administration was asking about specific treatments and wanted to know what are other states doing. We got some very high-level information, essentially from every state in the country, but we got a lot of detailed information from our partners within the regional partnership, and it was easy to reach out and know exactly. I mean, I was sending texts to people saying, "Hey, when do you do this, and how do you do this?" One of the things that I thought is kind of neat, Jim mentioned earlier about how they measure the success of the TSP2 in terms of the number of organizations participating. This is our level of participation for the last 3 partnership meetings since the national meeting in 2012. You see, of the 14 states, Puerto Rico and Charleston County, we've had only 3 absences in that 3-year period. So pretty good attendance rate at those meetings. This year, one of the things we did, as the other partnerships did, is we funded to send 2 people to the Subcommittee on Maintenance meeting to participate in the pavement technical working groups. And I understand the technical working groups had a lot more participation this year. I don't know if that had anything to do with the location, but it certainly didn't hurt that each of the partnerships sent 2 people each to attend. And it occurred to me also that the Southeast Partnership has a lot of participants in the Subcommittee on Maintenance, and I just wanted to recognize Erne Robinson is the Roadside Vice Chair. I'm Research Coordinator. Our Regional Breakout Leader, Heath Patterson. That's not an official title, but you've done that 2 or 3 years in a row now, so I'm gonna make that a title. And I thought that David Cook was a leader of one of the groups just because he participates so much, and I actually texted him last week, and poor David, he's still back in South Carolina dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew. And as the hurricane was coming in, I was texting him saying, aren't you a leader on one of the technical working groups? And he's like, no. So I said, well, I'm just going to put you down as a vital participant. He said that was fine. One of the things that we did, Judith Corley-Lay helped author some proposed research, and we've tried this research project several times with varying titles and write-ups. And unfortunately, it didn't ultimately get funded, but it did make it through the Subcommittee on Maintenance and was ranked very highly last year. That was on the evaluation and use of alternative aggregates and chip seals. We were wanting to look at what other aggregates could be used and how you would use those aggregates for chip seals when you don't have the high quality material that some states enjoy. And I think early on we called this use of marginal aggregates in chip seals, and there was a lot of pushback on that. Well, why would you want to use marginal aggregates? And the case is that that's what we have in some states, and we still want to do chip seals, but we want to know how to do it right. So unfortunately, that research did not come to fruition, but I do think it's still an important thing to be considering. Some of our future efforts, we are also working to update our bylaws. One of the things we want to do is encourage maybe some mid-year interagency meetings, and I'm not talking about large meetings, but again, in Kentucky, we have a preventive maintenance alliance that meets every year, and we've brought in people from other states to participate in that. And the partnership may be looking at trying to fund some of those trips to give people more opportunities to communicate with each other. We did also do a survey, and we're going to be looking at that and developing a work plan moving forward. We may be looking at our task forces and making some changes there. I realized last week when I was looking at the results of the survey that we asked everyone, what they thought the partnership should be focusing on, and we got a list of priorities. And what I realized is what we should follow up with is, okay, now, what will you be willing to work on? Because there's a big difference between what you think the partnership in general should do and what you individually are going to work on. So we may rephrase that a little bit to see what we can actually make some progress on. That is all I had. I'll not take any questions. Thanks.